Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the semifinals of the GEST Dota 2 Philippines qualifier MSIevoGT on the Radiant side, looking very powerful after their quarterfinals match, and here poised to march into the grand finals. But first, they have to go through Pagibig.TnC, the net.com, who looked a little bit weak when we cast them earlier today. But from what I've been hearing, they've been picking up steam as they've marched forward through the brackets, and now this may even be the best match of the tournament. It may be the two best teams left standing, facing off not in the grand finals, but in fact in the semifinals. So get excited for this one. I am your host, LD of dotacommentaries.com. And well, it has been a lot of fun. I only slept for 3 hours last night. I was up late feeding in some public games of Dota 2, and now I'm right back here. But I don't need sleep. When it comes to these pinoy games, I would much rather cast them, destroy my body, probably die 5 years earlier. No, I'm just kidding about that. But cast some beautiful pinoy Dota along the way. Philippines Dota, always so fun to watch, always so fun to cast. The big hero for me right now that has not been banned is the Rubik. MSI ran it as a solo mid last game. Normally we expect to see it as a tri-lane support in the Filipino scene, but really it worked beautifully as a solo mid, and I feel it's just such a versatile hero. It doesn't have to be your solo mid, it can absolutely be that tri-lane support, but not banning it out. Now giving it away, especially to a player like Iwi, who's just been out of control, and they don't ban it, it's going to be a first pick Rubik. Call it now. There you go. Snapped up by Iwi. That probably will be the solo mid. That's what I'm guessing after last game. Why wouldn't you go with it? Now, there are some things left in the pool. All hope is not lost for fans of Pagibig.TnC. There's lots of strong solo heroes, the Queen of Pain, the Windrunner, the Invoker. All of these are available. Could look to pick a couple of those up at this point, and then sort of work from there, or just work towards your tri-lane. Get the Chaos Knight, maybe the Ancient Apparition as well, and then go back for the solos later on, because there's a good chance MSI are going to run this as a solo mid. If TNC have done their research, they can anticipate that, and then they know there's already been one solo picked up. In that case, MSI is probably only looking at one more, which means you don't have to rush to get your own solos. You can work on the tri-lane first, and then they won't have as many options left for theirs. So either way, I think it's a reasonable option. Leshrack's an option in the pool. Ancient Apparition, certainly viable at this point in the draft. I suppose Lina could be a choice. That's more something we see in the Chinese scene, not really something the Filipino teams have been favoring as of late. And I'm noticing people in the chat are mentioning the fact that Lycan was neither banned nor picked. But guys, you got to remember,
Templar Assassin.
Oh, the TA. This is the one. This is the other strong soul I forgot to mention. This is a great pick. But this is 6.75B. This is after all the nerfs to Lycan. He is no longer a powerful jungle hero. Still equally strong, I would say, in the mid to late game if he gets the farm. But there's less ways for him to get that farm. And if you pick up a hero like Lycan, he has to be your safe lane farmer. And in the Pinoy scene, when teams are running offensive tri-lanes where they're going for lots of stuns, very strong laning heroes, Lycan offers almost nothing in the laning stage, so I really don't think he's a viable option in the scene, especially in the Pinoy style. Maybe in European Dota, maybe in Chinese Dota, where they often run just a solo hero in the off lane, where you can usually count on your safe lane farmer getting lots of free experience and gold. But in these types of games, I just think it's a hero that isn't going to get off to a good start, and although he's a decent comeback hero, he's not really the best. Normally you pick Lycan to get ahead early and snowball from there. Here's a hero we haven't seen, and something very different from MSI. They go for the Chen right now, and then they get the Venomancer, the hard support. I think the Veno pick very important at this point. You really need something like the Venomancer to deal with Templar Assassin. Rubik can be a nuisance versus TA, because he can steal Refraction once he hits 6, and if she tries to tower dive him, Telekinesis can really punish that. But you don't have a hard counter for her in the mid game. You don't have any damage over time, so that's why we see the Venomancer pick coming out now. And I think that's also the idea behind the Chen pick. Get some extra creeps, get some extra damage sources. If you ever get the Wildkin, you just drop that Imba Tornado, that imbalanced Tornado, and then from there, the damage over time, the slow, ruins the TA. TNC, they're going to go with their second solo hero now. So we've got the Templar Assassin, we've got the Invoker. Neither of these are particularly strong off-lane solos. Neither of them can really handle the suicide lane well. So I think we're already looking at an offensive tri-lane. And to me, that's got to be a concern. You're up against Venomancer, you're up against Chen, two of the strongest heroes to deal with offensive tri-lane, especially that Venomous scale. Even Chen just getting one creep can ruin an offensive tri-lane. And also the fact that TNC have already tipped their hand as to what they're going to do. So this has to be a bit of a concern for them. MSI could look to punish this in the second stage of the draft. Weaver could be a component of a tri-lane, a very strong defensive hero for MSI if they wanted to run it. TNC, not the most lockdown, not the most stuns in the world. And if it's an Invoker solo in the safe lane, which it probably will be, Weaver can deal with him 1v1. Also very powerful in tri-lane situations. For anyone who's just tuning in, this is the semifinals of the GST Dota 2 Philippines qualifier. MSI facing off against Pagibig.TnC, or the net.com as they're also known. And this is the semifinals. I believe it is best out of 1. The grand finals, I think, are best out of 3. But this is do or die. This is put all your marbles on the table, or all your chips on the table. Use all your marbles, or you're going home. So there's a lot on the line. I'm going to say that MSI are the favorites in this one. They've looked stronger to me throughout the event. They're definitely a more veteran team as far as competitive Dota goes overall. But TNC has some big fans. I saw a couple people saying Jesse Vash is their star player, the star carry. If he is, then I assume we're going to see him on the Templar Assassin, because to me, that's the biggest impact here on this lineup so far. But it's not an easy game to play that TA. There's already quite a few heroes that can deal with her, really slow her down. Ancient Apparition, very smart ban from MSI. They know that they need a tri-lane. That's why we see the CM and the Ancient Apparition banned out. And now the Bounty Hunter picked another hero. You can get level 6 on him, and then TP over to your safe lane, run him in the suicide lane as a solo, and then really punish the aggression, punish the tri-lane, which will be under-leveled and under-farmed in most cases. So who did they pick to go with this Chaos Knight now? Jakiro! Jakiro! Oh, I love it. I love it. And a life stealer for MSIevoGT. That's going to be their final pick. I believe it will be Mystigan handling this one. He did play the Chaos Knight, the farmer in that. It wasn't a tri-lane, it was a dual lane for them, but the farmer in that multiple hero lane for them. So expect to see Mystigan handling the life stealer. I guess we're going to see Iwi go solo mid on the Rubik again. The Venomancer probably going to be in that safe lane. Maybe we'll see a little bit of roaming depending on how the life stealer starts off. Chen in the jungle, and then Bounty Hunter in the suicide lane. What do they pick for TNC to complete this lineup, though? What is that missing piece to the puzzle? They've pretty much committed to a tri-lane. They don't really have a plan B. And what hero is going to set them up for this? I honestly think a Shadow Demon might be very strong, just to give them a ranged hero who provides some defensive capabilities, as well as some burst damage through the Soul Catcher. But they want to go with Earthshaker. Now we're looking at Fissure plus the new Fissure, which is Ice Path. Big AoE, great counter initiation, very powerful tri-lane. Probably two of the strongest tri-lane heroes in the game right now, Jakiro and Earthshaker. But squishy, not very mobile, and long cooldown spells. You gotta hit those Ice Paths, you gotta hit those Fissures properly. 2 Fissures, definitely better than 1. And also this means 2 Fissures for the Rubik to steal, and we saw him last game, crisscrossing all over the map. Or that wasn't last game, it's the game before, but Rubik can definitely make Fissure work for him. The same for Ice Path. Alright, are they running an offensive tri-lane with the Rubik? With the Chen as well? And then a Bounty Hunter safe lane? Alright, they are. So, let's go ahead and introduce the challengers, the upstarts. It's TNC. Jesse Vash going to be playing that farmer in the tri-lane. He'll be handling the Chaos Knight. Cast going to be playing the Earthshaker. SEL on the Jakiro. Bonjour Lei on the Templar Assassin. And finally, it is Fox playing the Invoker. Meanwhile, the veterans, the new MSIevoGT lineup, which looks very solid so far. Mystigan on the Lifestealer. Rubik being played by Iwi, heading up to the suicide lane. Chen being played by Chemo, the captain. So far, defensive jungle for him, it looks, or maybe just wants to get a ward down over here. Just get some control over that jungle before the enemy team has a chance to get in there and start maybe going for a kill. RR playing the Venomancer.
30 seconds to battle.
They're running the solo mid Venomancer. They're running him mid to try and shut down this Templar Assassin. It's something, unfortunately, they're not really going to be able to do because it's TA heading to the off lane, where frankly, this is some serious laning mind games because TA you always want her mid for the rune control, for the easy levels, for the fact that she's very, she's rather gankable in the early stages, especially against a hero like Venomancer. So they're trying to mess things up
The
here.
battle
They're trying to be a little
begins.
bit creative. TA versus Bounty Hunter, fairly even matchup. I wouldn't give a massive edge to either hero. I would say Bounty Hunter, one of the better heroes to dealing with TA in the lane, and he's having some fun. Doc's having a little laugh here. Doc, of course, is playing that Bounty Hunter. And no, it's a dual lane mid. Okay, a lifestealer. They're really, this is some odd stuff from MSI, I gotta say. Both teams really strong dual lane, very powerful. Should be able to keep this Invoker back. Already the Gale comes out, but fighting into this Exhort build on the early levels is okay, but later on it's gonna be very dangerous. Look at once that Venomous Gale starts to sort of wear off, you can really do some big damage. Meanwhile, Chemo's offensive jungle possibly going to be denied. Icy Path is cooling down. I think this will be our first blood. 1 second to go. Icy Path is going to hit. And one more auto attack. He's salving up. He's only delaying the inevitable. Because how do you get around this tower? How do you possibly live? Such a long chase. Nothing else going on. So we're just going to follow this one. Is he really going to live? One more Icy Path. One more auto attack. No way he survives. In comes Fox. He wants a piece of this action, but he might be too late. I'm not sure he's going to be in time. I think he needs 2 auto attacks. And is he really going to escape? No! Another Icy Path. 75 mana cost. This spell, absolutely insane. So ridiculously strong. You saw Earthshaker use his 2 fissures, and then he's out of gas. But Jakiro says, no problem. I will drop 4 Icy Paths to kill off your Chen. And now Chen really going to work here. Chemo making the most of his downtime. Spamming off that shockwave. Already used quite a few. He's already used 4, bringing those 2 supports low. But the first blood does go the way of TNC. And that probably means the offensive jungle will be shut down. They really can't afford for it to be shut down. If Chen isn't able to be here, they're in a lot of trouble. I think what they're going to do is look to abandon the tri-lane. That's probably the right call now. Chemo should not be in this jungle anymore. I don't know what Chemo's plan is, but this is a very dangerous plan. Bounty Hunter to scout things out, I suppose. You can try and farm from this side of the tree. Decent little trick here. But he could just be farming safely in his jungle. It's not like they're going to be putting any pressure on this lane with a Chen and a Bounty Hunter. It's just not a strong combo. So I like the fact they switch Iwi down to the safe lane. He needs to have a good start. He can do fine against TA, but Doc in a bit of trouble perhaps. So many wards being dropped. Observer here, Sentry there. We saw a Sentry here as well, just for the dewarding the lane control for him. Big investment, and now the Sunstrike and the Fissure. Doc is trapped, and Doc is dead. MSI looked really dominant in their last game, but TNC, I gotta say, the main thing that they're impressing me with right now is just the laning decisions they've made. Throwing Tia into the suicide lane, normally a weak hero to put there, not a strong candidate, but anticipating a bit of a different approach from MSI, expecting to see that Bounty Hunter bottom, and getting that matchup. And from there, just playing it very well. So the laning decision so far, MSIevoGT getting outsmarted and getting outplayed here a bit in the early stages of this game. That Ice Path, absolutely insane. For anyone who is having lag issues, any sort of delay issues, try refreshing the stream, try switching browsers. So if you use Internet Explorer, maybe switch over to Firefox, switch over to Google Chrome. If all else fails, change your quality options. Sometimes going up to 720 plus actually helps. Don't ask me why, it just does. And if that still fails, there will be VODs available. You can also report the problem to Twitch. There's a little button to do so right below the stream. Just click on that wrench and report the problem. I do apologize for any lag issues, but they're not on my end. It is coming from Twitch TV. But hopefully, for the most part, you guys are able to watch the stream without too many issues. So, the unpause happens, and now Jesse Vetch going to be getting free farm. It looks like an urn will be his item of choice, and it's a great item to pick up. They have lots of early game hero killing potential, especially with Exhort Invoker, who has managed to get boots, and crucially, has not died yet. Earthshaker waiting in the wings, looking to set up a kill mid. And frankly, if they can get a good fissure block on the Venomancer, I think they have a decent shot at this, but it comes down to that fissure. Jakiro doing a single pull. Now going to be going for the double pull. Too late with this one, I believe. No, just going to get it. Wow, perfect timing there by him. Really nicely done. That means no experience whatsoever for Doc, who just says, screw this lane, man. I'm going to check the rune. I'm maybe going to set up a kill mid. Spotted by this ward if they were attentive to the minimap, and it looks like they were. because very passive defensive positioning from Fox. Just anticipating everything that MSI wants to do so beautifully this game. Chemo even gets spotted out. They want to go on a big dive, and Invoker with the cast here, the Earthshaker here being played by cast in support. They should be fine, and this is a lot of wasted time for MSI. Chen not getting levels during this time, Doc trying to dive, just some harassment. Cold Snap onto Chemo, but not going to be able to get in range. Now in comes Jakiro, Doc spots him out, Fissure gets dropped, Sunstrike as well, TA struts in with a drive-by haster, and sorry I missed that one. But what a kill. I've been pretty good all day as far as catching the kills goes. Hastered on the TA, very fortunate timing for that, beautiful coordination, a third kill for TNC, and in spite of that, it's not the biggest lead. Gold-wise, experience-wise, this is still anyone's game to win. TA not being shut down early in the bottom lane. TA is actually out farming Rubik. Last game we saw Iwi, I think he was 9 and 10 at the 2.5 minute mark. Not nearly getting that kind of start, not denying nearly as many creeps. Farming okay, farming decently, but not shutting down his lane opponent. And this is TA just being a really strong hero in the laning stage. One of the strongest, if not the strongest solos in the game. Not as adept at dealing with dual lanes or tri lanes as other solos, but probably the best in these 1v1 matchups. Iwi's going to start doing some bottle crowing, journeying back to meet the courier. No, he's walking all the way to base. This is a lot of time that he's spending to do this. Not able to use the courier because something was coming out mid. That's the power treads picked up for the lifestealer. Sort of a passive stage here. I don't like the way that Chemo's spending so much time mid. I feel he should be jungling right now. They're gonna need that Hand of God in the mid game. Up against heroes like TA, up against all the chain stuns, you need to have that Hand of God. You need to have several creeps, hopefully to get some stuns, some nets out from the Dark Troll Warlord, from the Centaur. Just something to slow down the relentless aggression of this team. Without Chen having any sort of levels or items, they're not gonna be able to do much here. He does get boots, it looks like. Nope, just Sentry Wards. Doesn't even have the boots yet. Chemo really off to a slow start. I feel at this point, you just have to farm. You really can't afford to get into fights. Ice Path rather, being cast once, and it's gonna hit, but no chase to follow. Here comes the Bounty Hunter though. Janata, it's auto attack. Sunstrike not gonna hit. Doc takes some damage, but not enough. Now he's level 6. Now he gets track, and this may be the hero that can sort of drag them back into the game. Level 6 on the Rubik as well. Gonna probably steal something here. Sunstrike. How many points are there into Exhort? 3. And so this becomes a pretty powerful nuke. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's Bonjour Lay. Called out, trapped, and he should fall down here, even with Refraction. Too many damage sources. The Gale, the Poison Stain bringing him down quickly. Chaos Knight not opting for a point in the ult. Now, normally you won't see it. But if you know the Bounty Hunter's roaming if he's leaving your lane, getting the ult right away can allow you to push that tower down much more quickly, and I think really put your opponents on the on sort of the defensive position, force them to rotate in, prevent that Bounty Hunter from setting up gank. Ice Path will connect on Lifestealer. Rage now goes in. Fissure is waiting in the wings. There's the Sunstrike. Oh, it is gonna hit. Beautiful Sunstrike. Cell in a lot of trouble. Now the traps. Now Chemo overextending. Getting picked off. TA gets 1, and now Venomancer next in line. Tower diving when TA is about to respawn. Really inadvisable, and boy did they pay for that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It should be pointed out that Chemo has matched at level 5 in spite of pushing, because they were able to get those kills earlier on the bottom lane. Experience, you're much more heavily rewarded now for going for those ganks. You get a lot more experience, you get a lot more gold than you used to. So he's level 5, he's getting close to Hand of God. There's still the problem of the chain stuns, and now they want to go on Jesse Bash. Telekinesis, Sunstrike, gonna connect. Rubik stole that one. Iwi doing everything he can to get these kills, but Jesse Bash is too tanky, and he's gonna get away. In fact, Sunstrike the other direction. Doc down to 10 HP. Oh, Doc needs a doctor. But he is going to live in the end. Barely, though. Barely indeed.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Chemo
attack.
trying to defend Bonjourlet. In fact, he might drop here, but he does use the ultimate. This is going to bring TA quite low. Dust gets popped. Oh, he should have just ran to the left. He ran. Oh, that's unfortunate. And in comes Jakiro as well. Could have escaped there, or at least forced another trap, during which time get a few more auto attacks off. But now the open wounds. Ice Path goes inside the meld. The dust is worn off. Fresh Refraction online. Sunstrike flying in, incinerates the Chen, again going down. And now the Lifestealer giving chase. Phase Boot's not enough. Trying to juke out of that Ice Path. What an outrageous nuisance that ability is. And I'm getting worried about this mid game. Fissure and Ice Path, when they're both leveled up. It's just your entire team disabled for like 4 or 5 seconds, possibly even blocked off during that time as well. Just absolutely outrageous. And now Iwi in a bit of trouble. He has stolen Fissure. He can drop it on cast. I feel a little bit premature there, but it's going to work out okay. Ignores the DD, just wants to escape. Meanwhile, Doc with a massive dive mid, really trying to set up that kill. Invoker not able to do so, and maybe going to rotate in towards mid during this time. Missed again, going back for the Hand of Midas, or actually maybe rushing the Armlet. He's not farming that quickly. 41 CS on him. TA denies the tower. Ugh, that's frustrating. Top lane, will there be a deny? No, Jesse Vash gets a free tower. That is a big gold swing. In comes TA. Fissure, which has been stolen by Iwi. Telekinesis to pull him back in. Sunstrike is going to hit on the Lifestealer. Beautiful Sunstrike. Oh, it's just raining fire from the sky. Iwi wants to TP out. Will he get away? He will not. And now RR and Chemo in an absolute pickle. Trying to run. Gale is going to connect. TA doesn't care. Bonjourlet just keeps on chugging. This train is not stopping, folks. It's going to the end of the line. The end of the line being whenever Chemo is dead. Fissure being cast, being cancelled. Finally gets dropped. The trap giving a little bit of vision onto Chemo. Meanwhile, it looks like both heroes are going to fall down. The Sunstrike just missing. Bonjourlet goes inside Invis, but now he's trapped, and I think he is going to pay for this. Missed again, gets back in range. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter killing off the Jakiro. Scores now 12-6. Gold-wise, experience-wise, TNC completely pulling away with this game. And it needs to be mentioned, while this is all going on, Invoker is farming mid. He's not actually joining the fights. He's getting experience here. Jesse Vash is really not even participating. Cast Knight, normal farming hero, doesn't have much AoE, already up to 73 and 12. So yes, for me, this could be any hero in the game. The supporting squad for TNC has just made so much room, created so much space for Jesse Vash. He is in an incredible position now in the mid game to make things happen for his team. And he's going to use Phantasm. He spotted out the Venomancer. There's your Sunstrike, and RR will fall down. MSI just getting really outmaneuvered, outplayed, and overall it just feels like TNC has all the answers, and MSI is very few. Sunstrike again, stolen by Rubik. Everybody burns, everybody dies. Followed by Doc. Fissure to block, and Chemo blocks away Iwi. They could maybe telekinesis. Fissure has been stolen, is going to connect on 2, and now it's a long journey for Chemo to try and live, except he wants back in, and I don't like this choice. Chemo's going to fall. 3 auto attacks bringing him down, and didn't really accomplish anything there, just overextending Cold Snap and the Ice Path, and there comes the Venomancer. Dives in to the middle of 4, pulls back in the Jakiro. Fissure used again. X marks the spot. The Fissures crossing paths, creating a beautiful display and making it impossible to really maneuver for anyone in this area. But when it's all said and done, 15-8, and they're not finding too many track kills right now. That's the other concern. Normally in a war, another Sunstrike missed again. No, he rages, then he hops inside Iwi, but Iwi gets pulled onto the high ground, and now they might both be dead. Oh, what a reality rip. Echo Slam going through, trying to slow down Lifestealer. Iwi now trapped in Roshan. He will fall to the meld. In comes Doc. Wants Jesse Vash. Wants this kill. Wanding up. Trying to survive. The so slow. No, he should have chased for that. Oh, you have the wand. You should have chased. Doc, big blunder there. Could have chased. Dropped the Shuriken. Gotten that kill. Gotten a lot of golden experience. That's a level 11 Cast Knight. And now he's going to get away. While that was happening, Templar Assassin also picked up the Venomancer. Level 13 on her. Bleak Dagger up. And it really feels at this point like MSIevoGT are just falling apart, and now Doc, now he goes for the kill. I cannot believe he dived this far. I thought for sure he would back off. Ice Path is going to miss. Doesn't matter. Jesse Vash slices, lops his head off, and cleans up yet another kill. 19-9 in 14 minutes. You know you're watching Pinoy Dota when there's almost 2 kills per minute. Oh my goodness. In fact, it is 2 kills per minute. Almost on the dot. Beautiful game to watch so far. Refraction up on Iwi, but they don't care. Cold Snap and the Meteor gonna burn through that almost immediately, plus the Twin-Headed Dragon dominating for Fox. And it just doesn't, I don't know what MSI does now. It's the blink in from Bonjourlay, continue to give chase, relentless aggression. They know, strike while the iron is hot, stay aggressive, keep on getting those kills, keep on getting that gold. Another frag, triple kill for the TA. Bonjourlay, whoa, and he wants the creeps too, and he's gonna find him. Unbelievably strong play from TNC. They looked extremely tentative in the first game I casted them. Pudge was missing his hooks, lots of mistakes, but my goodness, have they pulled it together in this match against a much more difficult opponent.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
4 staff up now on the Invoker. Free Roshan pretty much with Meld. Roshan's armor very low. Easily brought down, and TA providing a lot of bonus damage to the team. Level of items on this team is just insane. We see the Blake up Fissure just to block off the Lifestealer, slow him down, prevent him from getting into the Roshan pit. They secure the Aegis, it goes onto the TA, and now the chase is on. Chemo! No Chemo! Oh, Chemo. Not where you want to be, and he pays for that one. Just wanted to get that ward, and I think he was missing from low ground to high ground, so he stayed there, a couple of extra auto attacks, then he paid for it. Now Iwi, the next one to get caught out. There's your Fissure. On the wrong side, though, is Iwi, who might escape the Deafening Blast Meteor, just barely missing. Bounty Hunter in the sidelines, backstabbing. Meanwhile, TA is diving Venomancer, getting that kill as well. And in these chaotic team fights, TA with a Blink Dagger is king. Or queen, I suppose. She is a lady, after all. A really violent, brutal lady, but a lady nonetheless. After a bunch of kills, they still have the Aegis on the TA. It's now going to be a BKB, no, a Desolator. I like the Desolator better. When you're ahead like this, you can just instantly assassinate heroes. You really don't need magic immunity. You already have the Aegis. Just get that Desolator up. Just go to work on enemy heroes. Kill the Chen before you can even get the Hand of God off. The same for all those supports. And then if you die, no big deal. You have the Aegis. You can just come right back to light, pop Refraction again, and get going. Oh, bit of a misclick there. Cancel the TP, Jesse Vash, so he'll huff it up towards mid instead. No big deal, though. Cast is there, and getting close to a Blink Dagger, and more importantly, perhaps, or equally importantly, level 11. That's when his Echo Slam gets really strong, and especially against a hero like Chen. The bigger Chen's army gets, the harder those creeps are gonna hit. Net worth, TA leading the charts, leading the way, and doing so 14-3-2 for Bonjourlay. I've been talking about his involvement in these fights, but sometimes you just gotta look at the scoreboard to really appreciate how dominant a player has been in a game. And right now, he is that player who's been incredibly dominant. Looks like Lifesteal's going for, I mean, I guess it's gotta be a Yasha. It's just a very odd item to see on Lifesteal, getting a little attack speed, a little move speed. But I'm not sure how much it's really going to do, and Bonjourlay is ready to go aggressive here. I think he just wants to finish the Desolator, and then he'll really heat up the action. You'll notice how MSI is generally moving as a pack. They group up as 2 or 3. They stick close together. The buddy system for them. The problem is, this gives space for Jesse Vash, free farm the top lane, then they can go mid with 3, set some kills up here, and TA farms the bottom lane by herself. Ice Path is going to hit on 1. They want sell, but this might be a mistake. In comes the Earthshaker with the backstab, and he's going to get another kill. Fox gets that. Doc gets dusted. So they have a Sunstrike. No mana, or rather no cooldown for it. Bonjourlay comes in. There's the trap. Dust is wearing off. Should be able to escape through the Chen heal, but now Chemo might pay. Fissure sent back to base, barely surviving. But now it's that slithering snake who's going to pay instead. RR They'll take this instead. There's your Sunstrike from Fox, the other extremely dominant solo player in this game, just hitting so many Sunstrikes. Jesse Vash, he's just playing World of Warcraft at this point. Just farm up those creeps, get that gold, push those towers. Bonjourlay might lose the Aegis for this. Did pop the refraction again. Oh, they don't have the Venomancer here. They don't have that damage over time. And I don't think they're going to be able to get this kill. They really need to remove that Aegis. They're going to die for it in and out. Just can't make up their minds. But the Icefall puts an end to those ambitions. Now they back off.
Top tower is under attack.
Jesse Vash picks up the Ultimate Orb close to the Manta style. He's had the Ultimate Orb for a while at this point. Is there anything in the base? No, still a bit away from it. But when you're looking at a lifestealer that's building towards a Sange and Yasha, and the enemy Chaos Knight is level 13 and getting close to a Manta style, it's just another level of items. Lifestealer really can't do much. He's a single target damage dealer, but when you pop Phantasm, you're looking at an army of illusions. The damage over time only comes out from Venomancer, but he's getting picked off in situations where the team can't fight, and then the damage over time expires, and then TA is still looking very good. MSIevoGT's draft, it just wasn't built to fight from behind like this. The mid-game, the team fight for TNC, much stronger. They had to do well in the laning stage. Whenever you pick Chen, you need to have a decent start, because he provides you that pushing power, that early level 6 with the heal coming out. And when you don't have that kind of start, you're up against the mid-game, and so many chain stuns, so much AoE, now the Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. It's looking very bleak. Gold graph, experience graph, a sad tale for Sons of MSI, EvoGT. Doc comes in, just drops the track, get the hell out of there. Do not want to fight right now. Yasha up on Chaos Knight. Now remember, Manta Style now costs 900 for the recipe. It is more expensive in this patch. So Jesse Vash needs to last hit this tower, probably to get it, and then I'll have it. Something stolen. Big dive in. There's your Desolator. Hand of God to keep Iwi alive. Now Lifestealer trying to go to town, but Force Staff really limiting his effectiveness. Here comes the Macro Pyre, and Lifestealer cannot fight in this, or maybe he can. 4-second stun though. Sheen chopped up by Jesse Vash. Phantasm cooling down. They don't need it. They get the kill anyway. TA and CK, the K brothers, just doing the dirty work in the front lines, and there's your Phantasm. Tower gonna drop very quickly. Blink on in. Crit on through. Forward, onward, upward for TNC. They won't stop. They dive. The Echo from Cast doing a fantastic job here. The captain, the veteran player. And there's the Ice Path. RR. Fissure stolen back, but blocked in. Basically blocked in by his own team. And the Cast Bolt gets fogged. Not able to actually cast that one in time. They still get the tier 2. That's now a Manta style for the Chaos Knight. Manta style Vanguard treads Urn, sitting over 2k HP, lots of attack speed, tons of illusion. Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. No more Aegis, but not too long until they can get another one. Absolute map control in every respect, just dominance across the board for TNC. After a fairly even start, things have really fallen apart here for MSI. The question now becomes, are there any seeds of a comeback for MSI? Is there an item they're building towards? Is there a level that they can pick up on a support? Is there a spell the Rubik could steal? Is there a tactic they could use? What can they do to get back in this game? And normally I have an answer for this sort of question, but guys, honestly, I just don't know. I think maybe a BKB on the Bounty Hunter. Then he can at least charge in and serve as a tank for this team. Oh, that's a dead RR. That is a sad Venomancer. 2 hits, and then Invoker casually snipes the kill. Eul Scepter up on him. This is going to be that insane Wex Exhort combo. Eul Scepter, then you drop your Sunstrike, you drop your Chaos Meteor, you invoke Deafening Blast, and you drive him into the flames, and then you burn him to bits. There we go. The combo, and then it's going to be Chaos Knight, who actually does a lot of the damage there in the end. They get the kill. Easily picked up. And now the blink in. Oh, forward again for Bonjourlay. Now going back for BKB from the looks of it. Fissure comes out. Fox being Nova a bit. Tower taking some damage. Jesse Vash. Manta style available. Phantasm cooling down. I think with this big army of illusions he's about to get, they may just be able to go high ground. Honestly, it's a Nyx bomb. This is that kind of clever stuff that we need to see from MSI. I like this. Put him inside of that Ursa Warrior. Maybe try and bait TNC into throwing some spells at it to kill it off, then the Lifestealer pops out. These are the sorts of things they need to do to get back in the game, at least have a shot at getting back into it. Cass now picks up a gem. Really smart, you know, almost taking a page out of the sort of the Chinese playbook. Getting that relatively early gem, gonna help you deal with the bounty hunter, make sure he's not sneaking up on you. Aggressive wards being placed. They're playing a very pinoy style, but they're adding these little touches that you see from, you know, the European teams, the Chinese teams, where you get really good map control up, you kind of secure your advantage and play intelligently and controlled. We're not seeing TNC dive towers, sort of the Mineski style, just be super aggressive, and that's a dead Doc, incinerated by the flames. Ice Path stolen, beautiful Ice Path, then comes the Fade Bolt. Fox is not in a good spot, but then the TA with the DD, 3 hits, that's 1, that's 2, it's gonna be a triple for Bonjour Lay! Bonjour, sir, he says, hello, hello, my name is Templar Assassin, and I am here to murder your families, followed by your children, followed by your relatives, and then finally your base, and after that, when you have nothing left to your name, I'll go for the throne. As though he needed more damage, more attack speed. Why the hell not? It's the cavalry. It's a full cavalry division for Jesse Vash here. The Marax just stand no chance. Another blink in. When Lifestealer is taking that much damage from a blink, that is going to be a GG. I mean, pretty much at this point. 1 lane of Rex down. They may back off after this. Not even being greedy. God, I'm so impressed by TNC. Most Pinoy teams are diving the base at this point, let's be totally honest. But they get the kills and they're head straight back for the Roshan pit. They know how important this game is. If you win this game, you get to the grand finals. Then you're looking at a best-of-3 series. Much more opportunity for error, and only 1 series away, 1 victory away from advancing into the main event and having a shot at that $1,500 prize, as well as the tournament that you can qualify for coming out of that. So it's looking good for fans of TNC right now. Very powerful start. And it's been snowballing since then. Again, the Meteor combo 4-step away. There's your Hand of God. But when MSI are forced to use that just to try and live against an Invoker, that's big trouble. They're not fighting the TA, who's now got a BKB. You can see what MSI is trying to do right now. Push in the middle lane, limit the ability to go into Roshan, at least get some sort of trade. But TNC won't even give them that much. Oh, Bounty Hunter does find a solo kill. It was a Bounty Hunter bomb this time. Lifestealer infesting into the Bounty Hunter. They get a kill, now they're going to just push top. They know they can't fight against Roshan. Killing off the Invoker. That's decent. This is 2 TA lives, and now a Crystallis too. Who needs a TP scroll? Just get more damage, honestly. Get your Mask of Madness, get your Daedalus up, get all the damage items in the world, because if you kill them, they can't kill you. The best defense is going to be a good offense this game. It's a smart play by MSI. It is the correct play. Just push in the top lane. At least delay a little bit longer. Try and force them back. Mechanism is coming soon for Chen. That'll help you a little bit. Probably not going to be enough, but you never know. It could help a little bit. Cast, waiting to cast that Fissure. It's the 6-second magic immunity, but instead they're going to go on the Dock instead. Dual Breath as well. The Macropyre wildly whiffing there. Now the Cold Snap though, and because of the Twin Head Dragon doing damage over time, that means lots of Cold Snap. Blinking onto the high ground. Iwi so royally screwed, so absolutely toast, and he will die. Easy kill being claimed. Jesse Vash, it's a fresh army, and this time it comes with a Sanj. A beautiful little pickup for him. Look at the illusions, just so much damage. He can just right-click on the Lifestealer. Lifestealer can't fight against this. That is the deadest Lifestealer you'll ever see, and he will die. And now it's an even bigger army. Summons out the rest of the horses. Drive back the Chen. 4 heroes dead. Second lane of Rax about to be claimed. It will be TNC advancing through, really crushing through an MSIevoGT team that looked so good in their last game, and they just really had no answers. Got outmatched, got outplayed. The laning decisions right for TNC to start this game off. The Jakiro Earthshaker roaming around, setting up kills early on in the top lane, shutting down that Chen. It was the merry-go-round that started this all off. But since then, they've just played so beautifully in the mid-game. Great decision-making, great individual plays. And MSI picking a lineup that just had to play perfectly from the get-go, not finding it at a Sunstrike, the Meteor combo. TA gets one, Refraction stolen, but almost immediately burned through. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter gets a kill, or sorry, gets killed off by the squad, and TNC, they're ready to move on. They're ready to head towards those grand finals. MSIevoGT, sad to say, it looks like they're all out of gas and ready to I guess, go back to the drawing board when it comes to Dota 2. Blaken by a cast, Echo Slam, Ice Pad, and then the Fissure. Just an endless array of stuns all the way from the tier 3s into the fountain. Pretty much just a train of stuns, really. TA, waiting for that Refraction to come back online. Crystallis massing, taking a page out of Dendy's book for this. I'm probably ready for a fresh set of dives into the fountain. Looking to pad those stats. Not quite ready yet, but getting close. There's the trap of missed again. Jesse Vash, thinking about going in. Doesn't really care that much about this kill. He'll Manta out of the open wound. TA, looking for the crit. What are they talking about with that? Oh my goodness. I know there's probably kills happening right now. That is very wrong. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Bonjourlay diving in the fountain, taking some decent damage there. Relentless from TNC. Man, do they have a killer instinct this game. I saw it earlier, I just wanted to examine it again. There's your crit from TA, and then the Meteor, no escape for you, Chen. He'll get killed off as well. And that does it, guys. MSIevoGT, a team that is a fan favorite, especially with the Mineski transplants, Iwi and RR, now playing for them, but it's TNC, Pagibig.TnC, who really impressed us in this game. Just a sensational play by everyone on the team. 0-1-25 on the Earthshaker, but of course the real star of the show was probably Bonjourlay on that Templar Assassin. 22-3-7, a total team effort for this squad. And they're going to be moving on into the grand finals for the GEST Dota 2 Philippines qualifier. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for that. We'll find out soon who they'll be facing off against. That grand finals should be a best out of 3. So we will have at least 2 more games come your way. And if all goes well, hopefully 3. But right now, I think it's got to be TNC who are the favorites. I said it was MSI, and then, well, they ain't no favorites no more because they dead. They are very dead. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you're not familiar with me, I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. If you enjoy my casting, follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/ldDOTA, or Twitter if you prefer that, twitter.com/ldDOTA. If you want to catch any of the recordings from this tournament or any previous GESTs that I've casted, all the VODs will be available at youtube.com/ldDOTA. Feel free to follow the Twitch as well. Enough shameless plugging for me, though. We'll take a quick break. Then we'll be coming back with the grand finals for the GEST Dota 2 Philippines qualifier. Stay tuned for that, guys. It should be a treat.